once you create a relationship between the tables, look here. Once you create a relationship between the tables, for example, in this case, customer dimension table, and then location dimension table and product dimension table. In this case, look here, the location key in this table got linked with the location key in this table, fact table. Okay. And then in this table, customer ID and customer got linked. And then product ID and product ID in this table got linked. Okay. The relationship got created. And if you see here, in all the dimensions, the key columns are flowing down to your sales fact table, which means the customer dimension table can filter. Wait, I will just remove this. The customer dimension table can filter sales fact table, whereas the sales fact table cannot filter the customer dimension table, because if you see the arrow, it is pointing towards your sales fact table. I'm talking about this arrow pointing towards your sales fact table. Hence, only this table can filter the sales fact table. Okay, and similarly, location dimension table, if you see here, the arrow is going down, which means the location dimension table can filter this table, but this table cannot filter back this way. And product dimension table can filter, and sales fact cannot filter this table back. Okay, and also if you notice here, there is no relationship exists between the dimension tables. There is no relationship exists between the dimension tables. Supposing I have a use case where I wanted to know each product was purchased by how many number of customers. Okay, each product was purchased by how many number of customers. You want to see that. In that case, this product dimension table has to filter the customer dimension table, but there is no direct relationship exists between the tables. Okay, though you don't have the direct relationship, still you can filter this table via the sales fact table. But if you see here, the customer dimension table all the dimension table can filter the fact table, but the opposite is not possible. So if you wanted to use your product dimension to filter this one, you can enable the bidirectional relationship by double clicking on this line. It will open up the edit relationship. You will find something cross filter direction. The interview, they'll ask you, can you tell me what are the options are there in cross filter direction, single and both? You need to tell, okay? In this case, enable both. So I'm going to hit OK. And this arrow became now bidirection, both direction. So now sales fact table can filter the customer dimension table, and customer dimension table can filter this one. Now this can filter this one. So in that case, the product dimension table can filter the customer dimension table via sales fact table. Okay, it's something like, this person can travel to this place and this person can travel to this place, but people live here, they cannot travel back. But if this person want to travel here, only when there is the permission, right? You need to have the permission from here to here to go, right? You can go via this place. So via this road, you just think that way, okay? Maybe it's a stupid analogy, but this, for example, if you want to use the customer dimension to filter the product dimension, what you will do? So you wanted to know each customer purchased how many number of products. In that case, you need to use this customer dimension table to filter the product dimension table. But the customer dimension table can filter this table, this can filter. But if the customer dimension has to filter, there should be a relationship here, but you cannot create a relationship between these tables because there is no common column exists between these tables. Only way out is the sales fact has to filter this table. Okay, the sales fact should allow this guy to travel to the product dimension table. So for that, you need to enable bidirectional between these tables. So the same is applicable here also. Okay. For example, product dimension, and we want to use the product dimension table to filter the customer dimension table. I just drop the product name column here. And then the customer dimension table. In the, where is the customer dimension? Dim customer is not there. The customer ID column, I'll drop it here. In this case, I just click on the drop down in the customer ID column, and I'm going to say the count. Count will give you the number of occurrences. Now we can see that the cashew nut product bought by 3 customers and eggs were bought by 4 customers. It show me this, and that is possible because we have enabled the bidirectional relationship. If I double click on it, and if I reset it back to the previous state, the single direction, it will not do the filtering correctly. It will repeat the 6 across the rows because you in total you have only 6 customers. Okay, so it is not doing the filtering. So this is the one comes from your product dimension table. This is the one comes from your customer dimension table. You want to use the product dimension to filter the customer dimension table. Since you don't have the direct relationship exists between these two tables, you can still filter the customer dimension table via the sales fact table, but you need to enable this direction as bidirectional relationship. Look here, bidirectional relationship. Now it is doing the filtering correctly. So, okay, usually people ask this question. In this table itself, sales fact itself, I have the product entity and customer ID, and product ID also is there. Why should I use the customer ID column from customer dimension? Can't I use this one from here? Okay, if you use the sales fact tables customer ID column, what will happen is and then if I go here also I'm going to make it count. But here it shows different number, 14. And coffee is 2. So this is what it shows here. What I will do is for our reference, instead of switching back to the data view here to compare it side by side the entire data, I'll just put this one here, the product ID and product name. So this has got nothing to do with our output. Okay, this table, this is just for our quick reference, okay, for testing it. And what is the product ID for cashew nut? P004, right? P004. And what I will do is I'll go to the data view. I'm going to select the sales fact table. And in this case, product ID is P004. I'm going to hit OK. So how many number of rows are there? Look here at the bottom, it shows 14 rows are there. That means in this case, it shows the number of occurrences of the cashew nut in the transactions. How many number of times the cashew nut is appearing in the transaction? 14 times. It is not actually number of customers. It is number of transactions, number of occurrences of each product. Similarly, X, what is the product ID for X03, P003? Now what I do is I just select P03 and I'm going to unselect this one, P003. If you see P03, 15 rows are there, filtered rows. Now it shows 15 here. It is actually not the number of occurrences of customer. It is giving me the number of transaction. Only when you use the product dimension table to filter the customer dimension table, you will get to know how many number of customers bought each product. But this one will tell you how many number of transactions you can see the cashew nut. Okay. So that is what the difference you should be knowing it. Okay, the question now is this the correct solution? The solution wise it is correct, but it is not recommended. Manually, when you go and enable the cross filter direction both is not acceptable. It will literally slow down your performance. For example, you are dealing with millions and millions of customer. Your customer base is in terms of billions or millions. Okay. Your sales fact table is in petabyte volume of data. If you enable bidirectional relationship, what will happen is it will literally slow down your performance. Hence, it is not advisable manually enabling the bidirectional relationship. So programmatically, you need to enable the cross filter direction as both. So we have a function called cross filter using which we can enable it. So before that, we will work on another example. For example, in each location, how many number of customers bought the product? Okay. So in this case, or else let's work this way. Okay. The customer dimension, right? Yes. If I want to use my customer dimension to filter the product dimension table, it is not possible because there is no direct relationship exists between the tables. And also I need to, the only option is I can, I can filter this table via the sales fact table. But unfortunately, sales fact itself cannot filter this table back because it's a unidirection here. I just enable, here also I'm going to enable cross filter direction both. Got it? So now if I go here, I'm going to create another visual, table visual. In this case, the customer name, the product dimension, product ID. Product ID, I'm going to click on the drop down count. I'm going to use it. And I'm going to enable the font size. I'm going to increase it. Now with this, we can see that the customer base in general, right? In total, we have only 6 customers are there. The customer base, he bought 8 products. And the customer Hemal, he bought 6 products so far. Okay. So this gives me the breakdown of the number of products purchased by each customer. This gives me the breakdown of number of customers. In this case, sorry, number of products purchased by each customer. Here, the number of products purchased by each customer. In this case, the number of products purchased by each customer. Sorry, in this case, yeah, number of products purchased by the customers, right? Each product were bought by 3 customers. Number of customers bought each product, and each customer bought how many number of products. That is what we can see it here. Okay, the next question is how many number of transactions, how many number of orders raised by Chris. So for that, you can go to the sales fact table, and you can use the order number column, or the same thing, product ID also you can use it. I just drop the product ID from this table. Chris, 25 items he purchased it, right? So 25 transactions. He raised 25 orders. Okay. And now how we can validate this and what is Chris's ID? So for that, I'm going to create another table to be the data here itself. The Chris's customer is C002. I just go here. I clear this filter. Customer ID. I'm going to filter it by C002. Okay, I'm going to hit OK. How many number of transactions? 25. Look here at the bottom. Can you see the 25 transactions are there? Okay, 25 transactions are there. But if you see right on order number 600 and yeah, in total, how many number of orders raised by each customer? That you can find it like this. Okay, and here the order number 349, but within the same order, you purchase 2 different products. Okay, that is what it shows here. And when I drop the order day, order number from here, what does it show here? Order number. And here the order number, don't do the sum. Here you do the count. 25, right? So 25. It is nothing but with this, what you can understand, number of orders, whether you use product ID or order number or customer ID. If you perform count on these things, right, it gives you the total number of orders that you raised by each customer. And also you can see it, how many number of products by each bought by each customer. So in this 25 transactions, 25 orders, 8 products purchase. That is what it shows, right? That is also we will go and validate here. So 25 orders and product ID. If you click on the thing here, here itself we can make it 2, 4, 6, 8. Look here, 8 products he bought it out of 25 transactions. Maybe there are some products he purchased more frequently. So 8 products he purchased out of the 25 transactions. Maybe right, the 8 products only he purchased different time in different orders. You understood, right? Yeah. So this product ID is different from the counter product, different from this one. So in this case, we have used the customer dimension table to filter the product dimension table. In order to prove that, we have enabled the bidirectional relation between the product dimension table and the sales fact table. So that via sales fact table, you can use your customer dimension to filter your product dimension table. Same thing you try with the location dimension. Okay, location dimension, you can give it a try. And in each location, how many number of customers purchased, and each location, how many number of products were bought. Okay, location wise, you can just do the filtering. Okay, and then you let me know. But yeah, the next thing what we are going to learn is I don't want this one to be enabled because bidirectional relation will slow down the performance. Hence, programmatically, like use relationship we used, right? That function temporarily enable the inactive relation to active relationship. The same we will try with the cross filter direction both. Okay. There is a function called cross filter. I just show you here. Let me do one thing. Cross filter. I think I created with some other name. Okay. Here. Okay, we will work here itself. If I create it, it will cause confusion. We'll start with this one. I'm going to create a new measure. Brought to customer dimension, hence the customer dimension and the sales fact table, you need to have the bidirectional relationship, right? So cross filter product dimension table. by your customer dimension table. Okay, I just use M, and in this case, calculate count. You are interested in count, not sum in this case. Count of customer ID from my customer ID dimension table. And here I'm going to use the cross filter. Middle one. In this case, the first argument is your table. Okay, so in this case, the customer ID from your customer dimension table, and then in the sales fact table, you have the customer ID, comma both. You need to use the last. In this case, it takes the 3 arguments. Okay, so customer dimension customer ID and sales fact table customer ID. You enable the cross filter direction both. Okay, temporarily until this count is done. Got it? Yes. And one more parenthesis required to close this one. We are done. And I just press enter. If I go to search, this is the one we created it. I just drop it here. We can see that the both the second column and this one resembles the same value. Okay. In this case, I don't need the bidirectional relationship to be configured manually. I just double click on this link and I click on the drop down and select single. I'm going to hit OK. When I go back to my report canvas, this time it will not show the correct value because we removed the bidirectional relationship. Okay, 666. But whereas it is showing it correctly here, the measure. So and this column is not required. Count of customer ID. Sorry, and this is the one. Okay, count of customer ID. This one is not required. This is more than sufficient. The intro, they'll ask you what is cross filter direction. You can, and then the next question is, by default, the cross filter direction is unidirection. For example, I have dimension table and fact table. All the dimension tables keys will flow down to the fact table. It's a unidirection. Supposing I wanted to give the same example. Okay, I want to use my customer dimension table to filter the product dimension. There is no direct relationship exists between the tables. Hence, I need to create the bidirectional relation between the product dimension and sales fact table. Manually, I can create it. I can double click on the relationship link. And there, it will open up the edit relationship window. There we have an option called cross filter. You can go and manually select the both and hit OK. It will become the bidirectional relationship. Okay, but this is not advisable from the performance point of view. It literally slow down the performance, report performance. Hence, what we did, we used the function called cross filter function, using which we have enabled the bidirectional relationship. So in this case, we enable the bidirectional relationship in the using the cross filter function in a measure. What the cross filter function does is it will enable the unidirection relationship as a bidirectional relationship temporarily until it performs the computation. In this case, what was the computation? Count of customer ID. Okay. Yeah, count of customers. So that for each product, how many number of customers we got it. We will get to know that. And also in the sales fact table, also you have the customer IDs available, but that is not going to give you the number of customers purchase the products, right? How many number of customers purchase each product, that you will not be able to say, because this is a transaction table. Here you can see the number of transactions, how many number of orders each product is appearing. That is the one it will give. So for you guys, the assignment is create another table. In that table, you show me location wise how many number of products purchased and how many customers purchased. Okay, that is the exercise. You just give it a try and let me know. So you need to give it a try, all the assignments, whatever I tell, okay? And otherwise, it is not good. But again, good that, most of them are leave today, but most of them have completed the assignments. The previous assignment which I gave it you, give it a try. And I will review it sometime later tonight, and then I'll get back to you tomorrow, okay, in about my feedback, okay? And this assignment also, right? Whatever the assignment I told, you took it seriously, and each and everything you did it good. I will give you more assignments, don't worry. Right, so this assignment you give it a try. Okay, it's already 1:30, so we will circle back next week. Okay, until then you can watch my PL300, and also we have included the PL300 certification dump to your user ID. Go and take up the certification also. Okay, the practice at the dump. Okay, yes, we'll share this report file, don't worry. Any questions so far? Okay, since you don't have any questions, I'm going to